So you're posting on social media. Your posts are getting some likes, maybe even a few comments, but when you check your website analytics, crickets. And you're not alone, babes. Most business owners treat their social media and their websites as two separate things. But then their website is sitting there wondering where the visitors are. But social media is one of the most powerful traffic drivers that there is, if you know how to use it strategically. The problem is most people are creating content to keep people on the platform rather than take them off of it. Focus on vanity metrics like likes and followers rather than the stuff that matters, like clicks and conversions and customers. That's why in this video, I'm going to show you the specific strategies, tactics, and frameworks that transform your social media from a time suck into your most reliable source of website traffic. So let's get into it.
This is The Hyphenate.
First thing you need to do is know your audience. Creating content without knowing who you're talking to is like trying to hit a bullseye blindfolded. If you're trying to talk to one group of people, but your content is better for another group of people, you'll never hit the mark. So get clear on who your post is targeted to. Are you talking to seasoned followers? Are you talking to people who don't follow you and have never heard of you before? Make sure you get clear on that. Next, you want to create content designed to drive traffic, not just engagement. You want teasers that create curiosity gaps, educational carousels and threads, and posts with data and statistics that end with a CTA, controversial takes or hot topics, before and after results with case study links. This will get people engaged, but also drive traffic to your website. But how exactly are you going to do that? You want to have a good mix of value and promotion. So you want to follow the 80-20 rule. 80% value and 20% promotion. But what is valuable content? One way you're going to find it is by doing your research. Go on SEO and AI tools like SEMrush and Answer the Public, and even just the Explore page of Instagram and TikTok, and find content ideas that will help you drive traffic, that'll help get people engaged because it's high value content. Once you've found some ideas on these AI and SEO research tools and on social media platforms, you want to organize these ideas. Hopefully some of these will be keywords that'll help you rank and get discovered, and then others will just be ideas that'll help beef up your content. You want to organize this into top, middle, and bottom of funnel. That way you target the right kind of people with the right kind of content at the right time. For example, if you're trying to talk to someone who doesn't even know they have a problem yet versus someone who knows they have a problem, who knows that they need a solution, and who has seen other kinds of businesses but needs to be convinced that you are the right person for them, you're going to have different keywords and different content ideas to speak to those two different customers at their different levels of customer awareness. So make sure you organize your content ideas and keywords based on the top, middle, and bottom of funnel bucket. And with these ideas, you want to optimize your content for social and AI. Using high volume keywords will help you get discovered on Explore pages. You can use that in your caption. You can use it in the image itself, in the image alt text, in your video by saying it out loud, for example. Not only will this help you get discovered on social media platforms, but it'll also help you get featured in AI snippets. For example, I'm sure you've seen a Google search result and it shows an AI summary of a bunch of different search results. I myself have shown up in ChatGPT results from my social media content because I was optimizing my content for AI. So I want you to think about that too. Next thing you want to do is repurpose your best website content. Repurposing content is such a game changer and time saver. Not only are you getting more use out of your best performing content, but it'll help you drive traffic to your website and show that all your best stuff is on your website. And you can break down long form content into micro chunks of short form content. For example, a blog post could be 4 social media carousels. It could be 3 video scripts. You could do a lead magnet that becomes a YouTube video, a podcast episode. So look at your best long form content, whether it's a blog post, an email newsletter, a YouTube video, a podcast episode, a lead magnet, and turn it into micro short form content for your social media platforms. Next, you want to optimize your profile for clicks. For the past few years, ever since I started Storyteller Studios, I have been trying to build my Instagram page and create content that helps me get discovered, because when I first searched for copywriter, I didn't see anyone that looked like me. Now I show up, and I know that writing a good Instagram bio is one of the biggest things people struggle with, but also your other social media bios too. So let's talk about how to craft an amazing social media bio. First step in having a compelling bio is having a very clear value proposition and some kind of one-liner that shows your personality or your voice. Next, you want to have clear call to actions in your bio. It can direct to your website and your other most important resources. And use profile highlights and pins strategically. So I have pinned posts at the top of my Instagram page and highlights, but I would not recommend having more than 8 to 10 because you're gonna overwhelm people by having too many, but your highlights should be strategic. You wanna have it tailored to your content pillars. So I have some that speaks to, mini lessons, some that speak to client results, some that speak to resources that I'm sharing, but then others that show my life away from the keyboard, just to show people what my life is like and make myself feel more like an influencer, because I saw that a lot of people were kind of leaning into my content, not just about, content and copywriting, but who I am as a person. I noticed that they really started to like that. So I created a pin for that, and I'm trying to tie that to my business and it's done so well. So think about that as well with your pins and your highlights. Think strategically about what you want your page to be known for and how that'll drive traffic to your website, because a lot of my highlights on Instagram drive traffic directly to my website. And the last thing I would say is make sure that your branding is consistent so that people trust the click, which brings me to my next point: build trust before asking for clicks. People care so much more about authenticity nowadays. So if they don't trust you, they won't click on any of your links. Yes, the visual aspect is definitely a part of that. If I see something that looks scammy or from 2003, I'm not clicking it. But also, if the brand voice is off, I'm not going to trust you either. Again, leaning into that 80-20 rule, consistently leading with value shows that you're trying to give people as much as you're trying to get from them, and people will trust that. I made a YouTube video about how to create a cult-like community, and that is one great way to think about value first. You want to lead with value, so you create a cult-like community that keeps coming back for more. Instagram stories that nurture your followers is one easy way to do that. People who are a part of your cult-like community, they'll click on your Instagram story. They'll want to see what you have to say, even if it's just talking about your day. That is leading with value in some way. They will trust you more because of that. Using polls and countdowns and those question boxes and link stickers, that'll drive engagement, that'll drive clicks to your website. And a lot of people complain about how a lot of the people that they follow, they don't see their posts on the feed. So this is a good way of showing your links on your website in your Instagram story in case you don't see your post. In case they don't see that you posted something new, they'll still be able to see it in your Instagram story. So it's trying to beat that algorithm and getting one step ahead of it. And even in that 20% of the time that you do promote your business, I want you to think about how it helps them. Lean into social proof like testimonials, case studies, success stories, results of your actual work. That'll show that you deliver measurable value when working with people. Next thing, master your CTA. I mentioned how you have to have a very clear CTA in your social media bio. You also need one for every single piece of content that you post, especially since we're talking about driving traffic to your website. Because an effective CTA is the only way to get people from your social media post to your website. That's the only way to get them to do something after consuming your content. There are lots of CTAs. There are some that spark urgency, some that spark curiosity, like, I have so much to say, but wait for part 2 for the rest, for example. So it's very important that you use the right CTA depending on your goal and the platform that you're on. So if you're on social media, is it Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, or, are you trying to drive traffic to your services page, your blog page, your portfolio page, a landing page for a specific limited time offer, for example? Make sure you think about that too. Next thing, leverage short form video to drive traffic. Video is dominating every single social media platform, so I highly recommend that you include it in your content strategy. Social media is all about grabbing people's attention. It is 100% a popularity contest, and nothing does that better than video. And of course, your hook has to be on point to get people's attention. Even if they stop for 3 seconds to watch a video, they might dip after that, so you want to keep them for the entirety of the post, right? I made a whole video on social media hooks. You can watch that after this one, but just for the sake of, staying here, finishing this video, really think about videos that drive traffic. Series like part 1 of 3, doing a quick tips video with a complete guide on your website. You can do a product demo or show the results of your work, and then you can say, here's how we did it, and then drive it to the link to your website. And connected to that is usually some kind of gated content or lead magnet. So I want you to think about that as well. If your social content is like the appetizer and your main offers are like the main, you need a little something sweet in between. And yes, it may seem counterintuitive to have dessert before your main course, but for the purpose of this video, it's okay. And you're an adult, you can eat whatever you want. You need a lead magnet to attract qualified leads, okay? Because on social media, again, you're gonna get all sorts of people. Not all of them are gonna be meant for you, perfect for you. So having a lead magnet will attract the right kind of people. So offering something in exchange for the click, like a checklist or a guide or a template or a quiz, for example, can help drive more website traffic. And I know that it might seem like skeevy and salesy to try to promote your lead magnet, so let me show you how you can do this without feeling icky. One is hook stacking to grab attention. I mentioned this in my video about social media hooks, but it's usually layering different kinds of hooks. So visual, verbal, audio, text, something like that. Of course, delivering value. It could be free education. It could be a product demo or results. Then showing social proof through testimonials and case studies and product walkthroughs. And then naturally segueing into your lead magnet promotion and then having a CTA that drives them to your website. What I don't think enough people talk about is making sure that the landing page, the place that they're going after they click the link, naturally connects to what you mentioned in your social media post. So make sure that your messaging aligns. Last thing, you need to measure the right metrics. Again, I was talking about vanity metrics earlier in the video, like likes and follows. Nice, cool, doesn't really matter when it relates to website traffic, and things like clicks and conversions and customers. Those are the things that matter. So look at your click-through rate, look at your bounce rate, look at the time spent on your website, even comments that ask for more information about your offers. You can go into the analytics section of each social platform like once a month and look at the analytics for all of your content from that month, and then look at, Google Search Console or Google Analytics and see if there's a direct correlation onto your website traffic based on your social media content for the month. I know, for example, that my blog post website traffic has directly correlated to how much I talk about it on social media. And that's a great sign that I'm using social media to the fullest to drive more website traffic. Wrapping it up in a tight, neat little bow, you cannot expect to just post once a week, say link in bio, and expect to get floods of traffic. That's just not gonna happen. But when you consistently provide value, optimize for the right metrics, and create content specifically designed to drive clicks and not just engagement, you turn social media into a reliable traffic engine. So start with 1 or 2 strategies from this video. Maybe it's optimizing your profile and your bio, or creating your first lead magnet, or simply being more intentional about your CTAs. Test, measure what's working, and double down on what's actually driving website traffic. Remember, social media is not the destination. It is the highway that drives traffic to your website. That is the final destination. If you like this video, make sure to hit the subscribe button for more copywriting and content tips. And comment below what was the coolest thing that you learned from this video and what you want to try first. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye. Not only will this AI,